Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In this session we are going to learn about computer system. So when we learn any language, the language is for to write the programs. We can write the programs for a system, then we are going to understand the structure of the system. Here in the first class we are going to see what is the structure of the computer system. In day-to-day life, we are going to use the computers, mobiles, all these are the systems. Now, we understand the structure of the system. So, computer system is an electronic device which can perform arithmetic and logical operations. Here, when you see a system, there is two parts. One is the hardware, another one is the software. So, what is the hardware? The hardware is nothing but the physically visible components is nothing but hardware, and software is nothing but program that was not visible to us. Okay, so primarily you can understand this terminology when you are trying to write the programs. So coming to hardware. So what is the hardware? Hardware is nothing but the physically existing components we are called as a hardware. So now, so take an example, human as an example. Now, so somebody asks that, so what is the output of, so what is the addition of 2 plus 3? Then I say 5 is the output. How I can say? I listen 2 plus 3 by using my ears. So after that, my brain applying this addition operation on these two numbers, then I get some output and I can tell that output by using my mouth, that is output. Okay, and similarly the hardware devices, we have input device. So what is the input device in this case? In this case the input device is my ears. Next, CPU. So CPU is nothing but how I can process the 2 plus 3 by using my mind. Similarly, the CPU is mind of the computer. Primary storage. So primary storage, where I can store these 2 plus 3. In my mind, these 2 and 3 are stored. That means some storage is there in my mind. And similarly, your system is also have some primary storage. Okay. And output device. When you are asking 2 plus 3, I say 5. Now, my mouth is a output device, and similarly the system is also have some output devices. Auxiliary storage. So that means I want to store some data permanently. At that time I am going to use auxiliary storage. You don't think much about these terminologies. So after your completion of this course, you clearly understand the purpose. As an introduction class, you are going to know about this terminology. That's it. Okay, coming to input device. So now you can think, what is the input device for the computer system? Keyboard. Keyboard is the input device. How we are going to give the instructions? By using the keyboard. And CPU means this is the processor. Processor. I hope you all know the processor i3, i5, i7. So all these are the processors. These processor can perform arithmetic and logical operations. And primary storage. So when we are going to open a movie in your mobile, the movie will be loaded into the some memory. That is a RAM. So that is a primary memory. Okay. So next, output device. Output device is nothing but monitor. When you click the movie, then the movie will display on monitor. So monitor is the output device. So for example, I want to print some message on the paper. Then the printer is also a output device. Okay, auxiliary storage. Auxiliary storage is nothing but when I want to store a file permanently, then I can store this file in a memory. That memory we are called as a auxiliary storage. That is CD, hard disk, DVD, pen drives. All these are the secondary storage device, or we are called as a auxiliary memory. Okay, so what is the input device? Keyboard is the input device, processor is the CPU, and RAM and ROM we called as a primary storage area. So RAM is nothing but random access memory, ROM is nothing but read-only memory. And output device, monitor and printer, so auxiliary storage, CD, hard disk and DVD and pen drives. So now you can think about your mobile. So what is the input device for your mobile? Touch screen. The CPU is your processor, Snapdragon line there. And primary storage, 4GB RAM, 8GB RAM, 16GB RAM. That is the primary storage. Output device, your mobile screen is your output device. So touch screen is acts as an input and output devices. And auxiliary storage memory, your 64GB, 128GB, 256GB, 512GB memories. So these are the auxiliary storage. I hope you all are understand the computer hardware clearly. Next, software. So what is a software? A software is nothing but a piece of program. Simply saying, a program is a software. Now, the software is divided into two parts. One is system software, another one is application software. I hope you all are understand what is a software. So software is a program. What is the purpose of the program? The purpose of the program is to accomplish a task. So now, what is the system software? If this software is used by the system, then we say that the software is a system software. If the software is used by the users, then it is called as a application software. Okay, so now the system software is divided into three parts. One is operating system, system support, and system development. Okay, so operating system is nothing but operating system can provide the facilities to use the application softwares. So for example, I want to use Microsoft Word. So Word, MS Word. How I can use this MS Word software? This MS Word software is going to install in your system. Before installing this MS Word software, we need to install some operating system, the Windows operating system. The example is Windows operating system. That means operating system can provide the services to the user. Okay. Next, system support. System support is nothing but the memory allocation and the defragmentation. All these comes under in system support. Okay. System development. System development is nothing but sometimes we need some translators, so compilers. So these softwares belongs to this system development. Okay. Operating system examples are Windows, so Mac and Linux. All these are the operating systems. Examples for operating system. System support is nothing but in these operating systems there are some disk fragmentation programs and some security programs. So these related to system support. Okay, and system development. System development is nothing but translators. One is compilers, assemblers comes into this category. Okay, so next one, application softwares. What is the system software? System softwares are used by the system. Application softwares are used by the user. Now, there are two types of application softwares. One is general purpose softwares, another one is application specific software. So general purpose software is nothing but the software is designed for the general purpose. It is used by all the users. Okay, let us example is MS Word, MS Office. Okay, MS Word. So this MS Word is a general purpose software and it is used by all the users. And application specific, for example, there is some accountant softwares, Tally, like that. Tally, let us take the example of Tally. Now, this Tally is useful for only accounting purpose only. So these type of softwares we are called as a application specific softwares. And so MS Word and some games, all these are the softwares, those are designed based on the general purpose. Okay, so this is about software. So what is a software? A software is a program that is used to accomplish a particular task. Two types. One is system software, another one is application software. If the software is utilized by the system, then we are called as a system software. When the software is used by the user, then it is a application software. Coming to system software, three types: operating system, system support, system development. Operating systems are provide the services to the users. That means if I want to install this MS Office, I need some operating system. So for example, if you want to install WhatsApp in your mobile, then we need some operating system, Android operating system. Okay, and system support is nothing but security softwares and disk fragmentation softwares related to the system support. And system development is nothing but the softwares related to translators, compilers and assemblers. And application software, general purpose, means the software is designed for all. Application specific means these softwares are targeting some specific users only, and it is designed for some specific users only. Okay, so now we see the relationship between system and application software. So what is the system? Here the hardware is the system. So what is the hardware? Hardware is nothing but input device, CPU, so primary storage, output device and auxiliary storage. These are different types of hardware devices. So how these can operating? How we can use this input device? That when you press the numbers in the keyboard, so what happened? So for example, I press 2. Now the system software can identify that it receives a number from the keyboard. Okay, so how we can give the 2? By using some application software. For example, so this is the calculator. Okay, this is the calculator. Like this, we have numbers. If I press 2, this calculator is application software. I press 2, that was identified by the system software, and it is the hardware device, so displayed on monitor 2. Okay, so now how we can operate this hardware device? By using system software. The system software get the information from application software. The user can use this application software. Okay, so how the user can interact with the hardware of the system? The user can give the instruction to the hardware through application software. Application software can send the information to system software. The system software can handle this hardware device. Okay, so this is about introduction to computer system. The computer system is divided into two parts: hardware, software. So these softwares are used to handle this hardware.